Hey, welcome back to the Juice Bar. So, we are covering this month all of the new releases and updates from HubSpot inbound event last month. And in particular, we're looking at the various agents and how we might use them um, and how they work. So, today we're going to look at the deal loss agent. So, this is going to track across time deals that have been identified as lost. And in doing so, there's a couple things that you're going to be able to grow and learn. And those include things like you're going to see patterns, you're going to see market trends, and those shifts and changes that you might not see as a subtle individual looking back over the history of your deals. Um, because it's going to pick up nuances in language, in cadence of email engagements, in the things that people engage in. So it's going to take this snapshot across more than what the individual human could probably process and um, write and capture. So we're gonna see patterns, trends identified, and they're going to help us identify product and offer gaps and opportunities for improvement. We're also going to see things like how and where our sales training is failing, where our sales system could be improved, because maybe we're just talking to the wrong people. Maybe we have the wrong platform or media to reach but we have the right people. So this is going to help us identify this. So when we come into HubSpot, we're gonna be looking under Breeze and Breeze Studio, and you can find it here. So actually, the intro is going to be all of them. The agents are the ones that you have in use, and in this case, um, we're going to look at this. And so, what we want to do is we do want to apply a time frame. So the use case for that would be if, for example, you had a new product that you started marketing at the top of the year, you might want to start at the top of the year because now you're going to get specific feedback. Or if you changed and had a new sales manager, and right, so this is going to allow you to pick what that time frame is. Let's just go ahead and say 180 days. You can also ask it questions. So you could ask specifically about a product or specifically about a campaign or, right, so anything that you wanted to industry segment, etc. But before we dive into that, these are the hard-coded instructions that come with the agent, and then and the instructions for what you want as the output. There are some things that you can change. You could add extra instructions, and those could be to update or change a custom property. It could be to create a specific task. Actually, I'm not 100% certain that's true, but right, that's where you can create some extra instructions. You can also upload institutional knowledge and this is where you're going to customize it to your particular organization. Maybe you're adding ideal profiles, product services. Probably you're going to add some sales SOP, brand guidelines. So all of these things that you're going to add and it's going to ingest so that it customizes the agent's feedback and review to you in your organization. So in this particular case, I'm not going to ask it any specific questions or give extra instructions. I'm simply wanting you to see how the agent runs. Now, it is not going to be automatic. You can see it's preparing its plan of attack, and it will take some time to sort through all of your stuff. So while we're waiting for that, what I want to do is go ahead and then just take a look at some of the things that are going to be critical within your organization in order for this to become successful and meaningful. So everybody who's talking about AI and agents, we all keep talking about it's only as good as your data. So that is 100% true. And, but here are some specific ones that relate to the deal loss agent. We want to have a clearly defined customer journey. So what are the stages? What is the path of each pipeline? And what happens normally along that path? And then the other things that we want to have is we want to have user compliance. So if you don't have a way to capture your sales reps' emails within HubSpot, it won't be able to review that data. If your sales rep is not recording meetings properly and saying, oh, this was a discovery call, this was a demo call, right? It's just it's gonna be limited in how good the outputs are. But then the other thing that I think is really important is it's not just, I just realized that the whole time I've been reading my screen and not looking at the camera. So sorry about that. But what is the point of assessing your data and assessing your process if you're not actually open to making changes? So for me, I think it's really important to embrace this with an open mind, be willing to take candid feedback. And also sometimes you might hear the AI favorite term, here's the hard truth, right? But you have to have a willingness to actually understand that you are not perfect and that there are some things that you're doing wrong. And that is gonna help you get the best outcome from these agents. So with that, let's have a look back at okay, and one other thing about this, what we're looking at here is we are looking at a demo account. So this is not an account that is passing live data. In order to get the feedback, I have to go in and make kind of add fake data into the account. So the accuracy is going to show you kind of the value when you have bad data. But what I want to show you is really what you can expect and how you can view the agent as your thought partner and allow it to help you grow. So here we are, we've got the agent had their list of things that they were going to look at. They presented an executive summary. Oh, what a surprise. There's no closed lost deals in the past 180 days. Right, so that just tells you right there that it doesn't have a lot to go on. So how can it really tell you? We've got some of the facts around it, some trends. There's no data available. Okay, well, this is not actually showing you super great outputs, but right? So there's no segment or rep observations, but it can give you that. So it can review all of your reps and it'll say this one is killing it in this way, this one is killing it in this way. It can give some strategic and tactical recommendations. Right? How you are validating your adherence. I like to call that compliance. Auditing your pipeline, record keeping, monitor for underlying issues, right? So this is kind of, and then it's going to give you a recommendation, right? So take prompt action to update my CRM usage. So we knew that was going to be the case, but this, I just wanted you to get a feel for how this works and what you can kind of expect. So that is all. And I thank you for joining me here today. And we look forward to seeing you soon.